Hi, I'm Tom, I'm from Wiggle. I'm here to talk you through a range of mountain bike pedals, from beginner entry-level SPD models, up the range and ending with flat pedals. Sometimes you might not be sure what you need, whether it's clipless, flats or something in between. A pedal you may have seen or like the idea of is something that has both. This M520 pedal from Shimano has a clipless interface one side and a flat pedal the other. That's great if you want to go leisure riding or occasionally step up the game, go mountain biking with your mates. Clipless side one side enables you to get all the efficiency you need from a true clipless pedal, when if you're just popping down to the pub or to the shops, it's handy to have a conventional flat where you can just wear any pair of old shoes and go riding. The downside of this is the pedal's unweighted, so you can never be sure what side the pedal's resting on. If you're out on the trails and you slam your foot down to clip in, it might not be there. It requires a bit of fumbling around to get the right side of the pedal. Great for a leisure bike, something for a leisure rider or a commuter. Not ideal if it's a dedicated mountain bike. The M520 pedal from Shimano, great entry-level pedal. SPD clips both sides, so you can stand a better chance of connecting with the pedal first time when you slam your foot down. If you want something a little bit different, you feel you're a more advanced rider, you're a little bit more used to SPD pedals, you might be looking for something a little bit special. Shimano again do a range of pedals up from the 520. They do an XT and what I particularly like, the XTR. This pedal is a much more slender design. This means if you're pedaling around corners or over rocks, you're less likely to hook up on the terrain underneath you. Additionally, the weight saving is sublime. Really doesn't weigh anything at all. An alternative to Shimano perhaps, Crankbrothers do a range of pedals. These are favoured by a lot of people from their ease of use. Their design enables the centre of the body to rotate, so when you drop your foot to clip in, the chances of connecting with part of the pedal is much easier. When you move your foot down into the pedal, the front of the cleat easily picks up on one of these bars, and as you lower your heel, you then clip in. Really great design and very lightweight as well. For somebody like myself, if you're a heavier rider or you like to bust some moves, do some jumps, and you like your longer descents, it's a good idea to get a clipless pedal that has some kind of platform. It gives you a bit of extra support. Crankbrothers and Shimano do some great options. The mallet from Crankbrothers has the egg beater centre that Crankbrothers seem to be famous for. Easy to clip in and looks really nice. The platform around it gives additional support to your SPD shoe. It's important to know though that this kind of pedal isn't designed to be used for flat shoes or trainers. You really should run a specific dedicated SPD shoe. Shimano's M647 pedal is a real favourite. The resin body means it's a really lightweight pedal. Doesn't look quite as bling or shiny as the Crankbrothers, but it's a real fail-safe pedal, something people have been using for many years. If you like the idea of a more slender design, the Crankbrothers may be a little bit better for pedaling around corners or over obstacles. A matter of preference perhaps. Moving on to flat pedals. These are an advantage for a couple of reasons. Firstly, some people don't like the idea of being clipped into a pedal, being fastened to a bike if you like. If you prefer to have the freedom of being able to remove your foot at a moment's notice and aren't confident enough to give SPDs or clipless pedals a try, a Dmr V8 or a similar type flat pedal would be ideal. The V8 is a moderately priced pedal, very affordable, quality aluminium design body. It's got a couple of removable pins in suspect areas, so if you do hit a rock and damage a pin, you can easily replace them. It runs a ball bearing axle, reasonably low profile design and great contours to enable firm grip between your shoe and the pedal, so slipping doesn't happen so easily. Also could be a little bit damaging to your shins, so a decent pair of shin pads could be a good idea. If you're looking for something a bit better quality to offer a little more longevity, a pedal such as the V12 has exactly the same body, so at first you might think, why would I spend more money? Well, this pedal has more replaceable pins. So unlike the V8 that only has the pins replaceable in the most susceptible areas, the V12 has many more pins that are replaceable. In fact, all of them except for the centre studs that are moulded to the body. Additionally, and the most advantageous part of this pedal, is the bearing quality. Whereas the V8 use ball bearings and are serviceable, but longevity isn't really there, maybe a winter or a couple of winters, depending how you look after your bike. The Dmr V12 could potentially last a lifetime. Sealed bearings, totally serviceable multiple times, a really great pedal. Finally, if you want something a little bit different to stand out from the crowd, the Dmr Volt or a similar pedal may be just a ticket. A little bit more money again, but the advantages are well worth it. Compared to the previous pedals I showed you, the Dmr Volt has a larger platform design. When I hold the two together, you can see what I mean. If you're throwing your feet on and off the pedals as a dirt jumper, a downhiller or a free rider, that kind of pedal could be just the ticket for you. Larger platform means less mistakes and much more sure-footed design. Another advantage is how slender the Volt is. Again, when I compare it to the previous pedal, the Volt is much slimmer than the V12. Now the advantage of that is, of course, if you're riding and pedaling over rocks or pedaling through corners, the chances of hooking up on the ground beneath you is much slimmer. Advantageous, maybe a necessity. If you've ever clipped a rock, then you'll know that really is an advantage. Much lighter weight as well, so contributes to a much lighter custom feel, I guess, when you've got it mounted to your bike. Upgrading your contact points can be one of the quickest and cheapest ways to upgrade your bike. Your pedals, no exception. By getting a decent set of pedals, you can really feel transformation in your riding style from day one.